Welcome to Rom Wills, Money Matters, Creative Industries. Now, what are creative industries? Creative industries include advertising, architecture, arts and crafts, design, fashion, film, video, photography, music, performing arts, publishing, research and development, software, computer games, electronic publishing, TV, radio. What do they all have in common? They require creativity. And I'm going to tell you what, when we're talking about business or even businesses for the community, now, even though I have supporters on this channel from all over the world, I'm focusing on, Black business. More and more, I'm just Black business. And the reason why, this ain't against anybody else, but basically as Black folks, we need to feed ourselves. We can't be dependent on the government or anything else. But that's another conversation. But here's the thing to think about creative industries. You can actually really create them from your mind. Let me use an example. I'll use myself as an example. I like to use myself, not to say I'm like this great person, but I've been through it and it worked. And I was thinking about I'm in the publishing industry. Like the main thing and main reason I'm even here speaking with you is because of publishing. Now, here's the thing. Not so much now. I need help now, but I still have books selling. And everything. The time when I was at the height of my book sales, when I could live just on book sales, nothing else, there was a whole industry around that. And this is just dealing just in the Black books industry. Because even though I did have books in places like Barnes & Noble, a few libraries, some independent stores, most of them were in Black bookstores. That whole niche market was created through creativity. Think about publishing. You got to create that from your mind and stuff. You got to have an idea, fiction and nonfiction, put it together, but then you have to sell it. And there's so many parts to it. The printers. Even before you get to the printers, you got to have software just to write it down, or at least a notebook. Somebody had to create those. Editing. That's creating business. That's creating so much. All the way from the creation, from the idea to the actual creation to the marketing. Now, marketing isn't so much creative, but it's still a part of it. You still have to have products to market. Architecture, that's purely creative. I've had 1,001 jobs. When I was looking at colleges, I actually got a lot of information from architecture schools. A lot of information. Then ironically, I ended up being a history major. But that was my second thing, being an architect. That was the second thing. I was pretty good in architectural classes in school. Like, Rom got some talent. I think in my next life, I'll probably do some artwork. Yeah, I can draw too when I want to. That's a talent out of practice. But let's talk about that. If you able to maybe graphic design or something, that's creativity. Advertising, let's just be real. And I mentioned marketing. Technically, let's just say they close cousins, advertising and marketing. They cousins. There's some very minute differences, but you still have to have some creativity just to market something, to advertise something, And indeed, some people could say, marketing and advertising, semantics wrong. Well, we'll talk about that on another podcast. But I'm going to tell you what. If you look at the ads out here, the ad campaigns, that's creativity. Film and video. Film. That's definitely creativity. Fashion. That's a major industry because the thing is, most people aren't going to wear the same clothes every day. Most people are going to wear different fashion designers. Just the creativity there that you would need to take things to another level, that's something. That really is something. And those are industries to look into, especially for Black entrepreneurs. Especially. Anybody can, but I'm just saying look into those industries because think about it. If you're creative, you have some talent or something like that, shoot, you have a money-making vehicle right inside of you already. Already. I mean, you got some people, they might have trouble like having a regular job, but they can sure as heck design a dress or a shirt or a suit or something like that. Computer games, that's creativity. My oldest son has an interest in designing computer games. Gotta stay on him a bit. He's still young. I gotta stay on him a bit about keeping up with the programming and stuff. But that's something. That is something. And think about it, these jobs create money. Let me go back to the publishing example. Okay, somebody might say, oh, it's just those books. But see, if me and 100 other authors are picked up by a bookstore, that's making us money, but also the bookstore money, the distributors' money who getting them in the bookstore, the workers in the bookstore. You see how this is working? Everything is happening just in that one little niche right there, all because of creativity. Because if you take away the creativity, there is no publishing industry. Basically, that whole industry is really based, the core, the seed of that whole industry are writers. The seeds of that industry are writers. Let me speak properly. But writers are the seed. Writers are the seeds of that entire industry. If you don't have their creativity, you don't have an industry, period. And there's many. I mean, and I named the main ones. You see, one of the things is it's not a lot of talk about those industries, especially in the Black community, because sometimes people say, oh, you're into that entertainment or something. But hold up. You got billionaires using the creativity, especially of some smaller Black businesses and talent to make money. Why not use it for ourselves? So it's something to look into. Like if you're creative, if you're a writer, like I always encourage writers. Because any writer can explode. And because that's then, especially since that's my best area of expertise and stuff. But say you good at research. That's creativity. You creating a product or something like that. Or anything. Shoot, creativity. Fashion, you create a whole, come on now. That's a whole industry. That's major. So I want y'all to think about that. Just think about the creative industries. Think about what you might have creative. Anyway, that's all I have for today, y'all. Get back with y'all later. Peace. Oh, wait. Sometimes I forget which channel I'm on. Let's go make that money.